Welcome to the Southern Association of College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us this evening. Before we get started, just a few quick housekeeping items. The first is that attendees are able to and encouraged to ask questions to any of the panelists at any time utilizing the Q&A feature. You can ask a question to a specific panelist or a general question to any of the panelists. Also, your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists will not be able to see or hear you during the presentations. We also want to encourage you to sign up for an additional event. There's one more block after this session for this evening. And also 1 week from today, a recording of the session will be available on the same registration website. Before we do get started, we also like to take a moment to thank our fair sponsor, Cambridge Assessment International Education. But without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and introduce our first panelist, which will be University College Dublin.
Great. Thank you so much. My name is Bridie Troy, and I'm here to talk about University College Dublin, also called UCD for short. UCD is Ireland's largest and most international university. So we are home to over 18,000 undergraduate students, 25% of whom hail from outside of Ireland. UCD is ranked #1 in Ireland by the US News and World Report, and we are in the top 1% of higher education institutions worldwide. So you can be sure when you get your degree at UCD and you come back to the United States, this is an internationally ranked and internationally accredited school, and your degree will transfer. So first off, and I know some of my co-presenters are going to hit on this, but I'd really like to talk about the Emerald Isle. What it's like to live, study, and travel in Ireland. So in my very biased opinion, Ireland is just the best country in which to attend college. It is the only English-speaking member of the European Union, and this offers a great gateway to the rest of Europe for American students. It is routinely voted one of the safest, one of the happiest, and one of the friendliest countries in the world. The scenery is just breathtaking, and the entire country is about the size of Illinois, making it incredibly easy to travel around. UCD is located in the heart of Ireland's capital city. Dublin has one of the youngest populations in Europe, and this makes it an amazing city in which to attend college with something always going on. So there's a million students your age walking around, going to museums, enjoying the sights, and just taking in everything that Dublin has to offer. Dublin is also considered the Silicon Valley of Europe and hosts many of the European headquarters for some of America's largest industries. UCD fosters many connections with companies such as Google, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Pfizer right next to campus. We have a very dedicated career network to find you employment in a field that you love right after graduation, and Dublin is just the perfect springboard on which to do that. So UCD's main campus offers state-of-the-art learning and living facilities right near the bustling city center and Ireland's major business hubs that I mentioned. So UCD is a modern campus built on tradition. And what I mean by that is that our buildings, research institutions, and resources are constantly updated to offer you the best possible learning environment. At the same time, UCD does have a unique and impactful history, wherein the college played a huge role in the establishment of Ireland as an independent nation. And we have educated over half of Ireland's prime ministers. We are Ireland's most international university, as mentioned, with about 25 to 30% of our student body coming from outside of Ireland. So you will meet people from all over the world and experience so many different cultures. UCD especially fosters a great international student support system with a global lounge, on-campus accommodation, and over 160 clubs and societies. We have a huge student body, an extensive alumni network, and an incredibly tight-knit community to help you feel at home even when you're across the ocean. So our campus is very similar to a traditional US college campus with all the amenities that we offer. We offer academic supports, including libraries throughout campus dedicated to different academic disciplines, student advisors, and math and writing centers. Additionally, we offer personal support in the way of peer mentorship, student health and counseling services, and a wellness text line. We really have anything you could want on campus: an Olympic-sized swimming pool, a trampoline, a 3D cinema. We even have our own pub called the UCD Clubhouse. It's a lot of fun, and if you come to UCD, I'm sure that you're going to have a lot of fun talking with your professors and other students after class there. Okay, so we do offer guaranteed on-campus housing for incoming international students. We have rooms for over 3,000 students on campus, each of them in their own apartment style setup. So every student that lives on campus gets their own bedroom and shares a kitchen or a bathroom with maybe 3 or 4 other students. And these are all incredibly modern and really nice apartments, not kind of that dorm style that you see in movies. We do offer over 70 undergraduate courses, including a liberal arts and sciences pathway and professional programs in law, medicine, and veterinary medicine. So there are 2 pathways to a degree at UCD, direct entry and liberal arts and sciences. Many of our programs are direct entry, offering 3 or 4-year bachelor's degrees or 5-year combined master's. This means that you can start studying your degree right away without having to take any general education requirements. However, if you're a bit undecided and would like some more time to decide, we do offer a standard liberal arts and sciences degree that really mirrors the standard American 4-year timeline. We have an extensive alumni network with a hands-on career center, making UCD the #1 college for employability in Ireland. Right, so importantly, now applying to UCD is fairly simple. We have very transparent entry requirements on our website, so you can log on to ucd.ie to see the exact requirements for your chosen major. You can apply directly at ucd.ie or through the Common Application. One thing to note is that when applying to UCD, you will apply to a specific major. Applications are now open and rolling into the summer, so definitely apply soon. I often hear people worrying about the price tag of studying abroad, and honestly, it's very price comparable to a US institution. Over 80% of our international students do receive a scholarship from UCD. Additionally, we accept the FAFSA, federal loans, private loans, and the GI Bill. So there's definitely a way to make this affordable for you. So if you have any questions about UCD or studying abroad in general, please reach out to myself if you're in any of the following states, or my colleague Kendall, and we'd love to talk with you some more. Thank you.
Thank you very much, UCD. Up next this evening is University College Cork.
All right, thank you very much. Let's see, 1 second while I get this going. All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Maggie Cardosi, and I am the North American Officer for University College Cork in Ireland. And I would have to echo Bridie in saying that in my incredibly biased opinion, Ireland is probably the best place to study if you're going to go outside of the country for college. A little bit about UCC. So UCC is located in Cork, which is the 2nd largest city in the Republic of Ireland, and it's down in the south of the country. It is a hub for business, for culture, history, and a lot of other fantastic things. So if you're looking to go to a European metropolitan hub with access to arts, entertainment, food, travel opportunities and all of those great things. But you maybe want to be in a smaller city with a very friendly, warm and welcoming and safe atmosphere. Cork is going to be the place for you. Cork is a community committed to sustainability and environmentalism. And again, like I said, is very warm and welcoming. We're also surrounded by beautiful countryside and coastlines. So in addition to, having a lot to do within Cork itself, you have access to all the beautiful places that you kind of see, in the movies and on TV that showcase Ireland. UCC is located just about a 15-minute walk from the Cork city center. So very walkable, very easy to get around. And we are located on a campus that dates from 1845, but again, is a great balance of the modern and the historic. So our quad building, which you can see there in the center of the screen, dates from the 19th century, but we have a lot of modern buildings as well, and a really robust network of student supports and activities to keep you busy and also make sure that you're feeling acclimated and supported during your time at UCC. We have over 22,000 students on our campus every year, and around 4,000 of those students come from outside of Ireland. So you'll be living, working, and studying with students from all over the globe. Our programs are internationally accredited. So when you graduate from UCC, your degree is going to mean something. And all of our programs, or pretty close to all of our programs, incorporate an element of practical learning to ensure that you are work ready and world ready once you leave UCC. We're also very committed to sustainability on our campus with a lot of student-run initiatives and campus-run initiatives to make sure that we are reducing our impact on the environment. We were the world's first green campus, and we're currently top 10 for sustainability in Ireland, which we're very or in the world rather. So we're very proud of that. A little bit about our undergraduate programs. As you saw on the last slide, there are over 100 different ones that you can choose from. These are all direct entry programs, so you do need to know what you'd like to study ahead of time or at the time of application. However, there is a little bit of some flexibility in some programs within a college. So, you know, if you were thinking about studying broadly within the arts and humanities or the sciences, that's fine. You just can't transfer very much in between the two. But anyway, so our programs are 3 to 4 years in length. Again, no gen ed requirements for those programs. And as I mentioned before, a lot of these incorporate a practical learning element. So that may be an internship course, a work placement, or a study abroad experience folded into the curriculum of that program. And with our work placements, we have very strong connections to industry within Cork and out into Ireland and internationally as well. So this is just a small sampling of the different industry partners that we have, where our career services team would place students for those work placements as part of their undergraduate degree, and where students may even go on to work. About half of our students who have done work placements actually return to their placement employer as a graduate after they've left UCC. And around 94% of our graduates are employed or engaged in further study after graduation, which is we're very proud of. And as a US student, you actually have the chance to stay on in Ireland for a year after graduating, or up to 2 years if you decide to stay on for a master's degree. So if all this sounds good and you're really eager to apply, here's some information for you. UCC accepts direct applications currently, so you would apply directly from our website, which is ucc.ie/international. We do rolling admissions from December 10th every year, and you can choose up to 2 programs to be considered for equally. It takes about 3 to 5 weeks to get a decision back to you once you've completed your application. We do need to see a minimum 3.0 unweighted GPA as our minimum requirement for to apply. Although keep in mind that some more competitive programs, definitely like medicine, but engineering, computer science, and some others would be looking for higher requirements. But if you have questions about that, please let me know. I'm happy to help you out with that. Also to keep in mind for fall 2021 entry, we have waived ACT and SAT requirements in light of the difficulties posed by the COVID pandemic. Just a little bit about fees and finances, and a lot of this information Bridie covered, but it's pretty applicable to UCC as well. We have scholarships available for international students, and we also would accept federal aid and veterans benefits as well. So there's many ways to fund your education with us. So thanks very much for your attention. There's my contact details there, and I look forward to chatting with you later.
Thank you very much, UCC. I think there's a question in the Q&A for UCC and UCD. So one of you can answer it, then the other one can answer it once it moves over. Up next this evening will be Trinity College, Dublin.
Hi guys, I'm so sorry, 1 second. Hello everybody, how are you? Thank you for coming to meet with us. My name is Diana Yaruro and I'm the Southeast representative for Trinity College Dublin. I'm really happy to be here. So a little bit about us. We were founded in 1592. We're one of the oldest universities in Ireland. We were founded by Queen Elizabeth I, which is very incredible, and that gives you an idea of how much history you're going to encounter on campus. We're also the #1 university in Ireland, and 101 according to the World Rankings, the world rankings. We also have been the #1 university in Europe for producing entrepreneurs for the past 5 years. Ireland, as my co-presenters mentioned, is an English-speaking country. We're also one of the safest countries in Europe. We are top 12 safest countries according to the Global Peace Index of 2020. We also offer the stay-back visa, which means you can stay in the country to work up to a year with your bachelor's degree. Now, this is a little bit of our campus, the front of our campus, and I love this picture, but in here you can find the main star, or the reason why many people come to visit Trinity, and that would be the old library. The old library was finished in 1732. It's one of the oldest libraries in the world. It's beautiful, but the main star of the show is the Book of Kells, which is a manuscript from the Bible from the 9th century, and we have the original copy. So it's, again, I want to go back to what I mentioned about the history of the school, and this is one of the main stars. We are divided into 3 faculties: Faculty of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences, and within that we have schools, the Faculty of Health Sciences, Faculty of Engineering, Mathematics, and Sciences. The top 10 courses American students choose are business courses, law, psychology, engineering, computer science. We get tons of applications for these courses. We also have a partnership with Columbia University, where students can spend years 1 and 2 at Trinity, then they transfer to New York and they finish there, and they will get a degree from each institution. We offer courses in Arts and Humanities, and we recently added 2 STEM courses in geoscience and neuroscience. We have tons to do. We have 120 different societies and sports clubs. You will be able to choose what kind of society you want to participate in during the orientation. And yeah, so there's lots to do. Oh, sorry about that. As far as accommodation, we are guaranteed housing for the first year for all international students. Most likely you're going to be staying at Trinity Hall. Trinity Hall is about 15 minutes away from campus. It's an apartment style. You will get your own room, your own bathroom, but the common space will be shared. And then we also have Cabinet Corps and Binary Club. You can do your application online. And this is my information. If you have any questions, I'll be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Trinity. Just a reminder to our attendees, you're welcome to pose any questions you may have for any of the panelists through the Q&A feature. Up next this evening is Duke Punchon University.
Alrighty, thank you. Okay. Alrighty, thanks everyone for joining us today. My name is Emily Gruby. I'm one of the global recruitment officers for Duke Kunshan University, which is a joint venture institution that Duke University opened up in China. I know I only have 6 minutes, so there is a QR code on each of the slides that will lead you to our registration page for our virtual campus tours, which are led by current students, as well as virtual information sessions led by our admissions staff, and they do last a little bit longer than 6 minutes, so they give you a little bit more information, so I encourage you to check out those if you're interested. We are a pretty new institution. We actually opened in 2013 with our graduate programs, but just started bringing in undergrads a few years ago. So we're excited to bring in our first group of all 4 classes in the fall. So we'll have freshmen through seniors. But like I said, pretty new. And you do earn both degrees from Duke Kunshan University, which is accredited in China, and Duke University, of course, is credited here upon graduation. So you may not have heard of Kunshan before. It is considered to be a small city by Chinese standards. And I do use air quotes because it's still about 2 million people. So compared to what we're used to here in the US, there is a lot going on there. And it's only about 20 minutes away from both Suzhou and Shanghai. Suzhou is about the population of New York City, whereas Shanghai is one of the biggest cities in the world. So it's definitely an exciting place to be, and our classes and our students and professors, they all take advantage of that area for both fun stuff, but also for academic things like field trips and research opportunities and that kind of thing. And I can't remember if I mentioned this already, but you do have the opportunity to also spend a semester at Duke's campus in Durham, North Carolina during your junior year, but you will be in China for the majority of the time. Okay, so one of the reasons that Duke wanted to open up a school in China was that we really feel like to solve some of these big global issues of like economic issues, environmental issues, global health, things like that, that students do need a truly international education. So in opening up this school in China, they're hoping to kind of reinvent the traditional notions of liberal arts and sciences education. We've done that through creating very experiential and interdisciplinary curriculum, but also just experiences in general. All of our majors are blended disciplines, meaning that you have both a major and a disciplinary track that you choose. You don't actually have to choose your major until the end of your sophomore year, so you have plenty of time to take exploratory courses as well. All of our classes are taught in English. International students are required to take Chinese for 2 years once you enroll, but you don't have to know any Chinese prior to matriculating. And in fact, the majority of our international students have not taken Chinese before. So many start off at the 101 level. We only have classes Monday through Thursday. So Fridays are really meant for co-curricular education, like field trips with your professors, research opportunities, community service, maybe some Fridays off every now and then to travel. There's just a lot of opportunities there. We also have a pretty innovative semester schedule too, and I think this is another way that we kind of have that hybrid approach to how we are being both a Chinese university and an American liberal arts education. So we do follow that US calendar from August to December, and then there is a winter break and coming back January to May. But each semester has 2 7-week terms where you're only taking like 2 to 3 classes at a time. And there are many Chinese holidays off as well. So again, our students, coming from all over the world, they're pretty adventurous and take advantage of those breaks to travel around China and travel around Asia as well. So I did mention we are a pretty new institution. So our campus was built within the last 10 years. We have actually our phase 2 that's going to be completed in 2022 as well. So we're really excited about that. But as you can see, our dorms are brand new. It is a residential campus, so students are guaranteed housing for all 4 years. And this is just one of our housing options, being a double room here. We really do have a safe and inclusive and healthy living environment. We have a fitness center on campus, as well as dining facilities and just great classroom space and group study space as well. And we're excited to be the only LEED certified campus in China. We do have a brand new innovation building that we just opened that has state-of-the-art lab facilities, which include teaching and research labs, as well as an artificial intelligence lab. Yeah, and it is really impressive. I know I'm a little biased, but we have just some really incredible facilities. And so students who are interested in research, the fact that we have a 7-to-1 student faculty ratio really allows for students to take advantage of that and have a lot of opportunities to connect with faculty and take advantage of that. Our students come from all over the world. So we have currently have students from over 50 countries represented in those first 3 classes. And we do have over 40 student organizations. And as you can imagine, as a new institution, these students are really just like pioneers of creating this new international institution. And I know I'm completely biased, but I do think that they are some of the coolest students in the world, and they're just really excited to be part of a truly international community. We are on the Common App. It is a free application. This is information from last year, and our deadline has already passed, but I do want you to keep that in mind. And also, all students who apply are automatically considered for scholarships and financial aid as well. Okay, so definitely check us out on social media, and I appreciate you stepping in today, so thanks.
Thank you very much, Kunshan. And our next presenter this evening will be Temple University, Japan.
Thank you very much. Thank you again to everyone who's joined us here today. My name is Andrew. I'm an admissions counselor here in Tokyo at Temple University Japan campus. So I'm going to give you a very quick introduction to the university and why you should study here in Japan. Japan itself is a very unique island culture. People come here for a variety of different reasons, whether it's their interest in the history, the architecture of Japan, the anime, the manga. There's a variety of different reasons why our students will choose to come and study with us here in Tokyo. There's a very low crime rate here in Japan. It's consistently ranked as one of the safest countries to live. I have personal experience of this and very similar stories of people leaving wallets or phones on the trains, but then getting those back at the end of the day as well. Again, it's a very safe place to live and a very attractive reasons for students to come here. You're not required to know Japanese before you enroll in Japan, and in Tokyo itself, it's a very international city, so you can get by with a lower level of Japanese. But again, once you enroll at Temple University Japan campus, will certainly help you, build your level of Japanese ability at the university. There's a variety of different work opportunities while you're a student and afterwards as well, with the ability to get a visa to work in Japan after you graduate is a very simple process. We have a great health insurance program here in Japan, with students enrolling in the National Health Insurance Program when they arrive, which will cover around 80% of any medical bills that you should get while you're in Japan. And again, the world recognized education system here in Japan as well, with degrees offered here are recognized in countries all over the world, including the United States. Now, focusing specifically on Temple University, on the Japan campus, for us, Temple University originated out of Philadelphia on the east coast of the United States, and Temple University Japan campus, or TUJ for short, is simply an extension of that school based out in the middle of Tokyo. So being an American campus, things like if you're on the IB diploma track, if you're taking AP classes, you can potentially transfer those over to the universities. You have credits before you start here as well. And then, as mentioned, you're not required to know Japanese. We teach 100% in English. But again, you can continue to learn or start learning Japanese when you arrive at the university. In addition to our Philadelphia and Tokyo campus, we also have a campus in Rome, as well as a number of other study abroad partners. So you can potentially split your time studying at your major in various different campuses at Temple or with our study abroad partners. But it is possible to do a full 4-year undergraduate degree here with us at Temple, and the majority of students who are coming to the Japan campus are choosing to do that. We're very lucky to be located in the heart of Tokyo. It's a great vantage point to go and explore the city. Places like Shibuya and Shinjuku that you may have heard of if you're interested in Japan. These are real central hubs for Tokyo, famous for fashion and restaurants, located within 15 minutes of the campus. And we're very lucky that Japan has probably got the safest and most reliable public transport system in the whole world. Our train network here, so again, it's very easy to go out and explore the city. In terms of what you'll be experiencing on campus, in addition to your regular academic-based classes, we're very keen here on promoting a practical experience. So in addition to internship opportunities where students are going out and getting experience working for various companies within Tokyo. For example, we have a business class now working with a company over in Silicon Valley, working on a marketing project with those. We have students going into boardrooms of various companies within Japan, working on various projects as well. So there's a great practical experience to be earned here as well. And then after classes, we have a very extensive activities program, which give the students not only the opportunity to explore Tokyo, but take part in various Japanese cultural activities and explore various aspects of Japan as well. One of the more popular being our annual trip to hike to the top of Mount Fuji to watch the sunrise as well. So it's a great extensive program to really get to know Japan. The student group here is a very diverse group. We have around 70 different nationalities studying with us on campus. That diversity is also reflected over in the faculty that we have at the university as well. It's a small school, We differ from our American campus, which has around 35,000 undergraduate students to around 1,300 only here at the Japan campus. So you do find we have a very close-knit small community. For example, there's an open door policy in the faculty lounge, so students are able to approach professors very easily, get advice on classes or various projects they're working on as well. And being a small school, our focus here is on 10 undergraduate majors. Essentially, they're liberal arts focused. We're essentially a small liberal arts college based out in the middle of Tokyo. It is possible to double major or major and minor. For example, a very popular combination might be something like an international business studies major with a minor in Japanese. We are the oldest foreign university campus in Japan. We've been here since 1982, so almost 40 years in Tokyo. But last year we reached a huge milestone with a brand new campus. And we're working closely with another university in Japan as well. So we've created what's been dubbed as Japan's first global campus. We have a dormitory accommodation, a homestay option for students as well. This is great for an immersive experience in Japan. And I'm going to fly through because I haven't got much time. You can apply through us directly on our online application form or through the Common App. The application process is going to be very similar to any college, American college. Do check out our website for various events that we're running as well, and you can contact us with any questions that you have, and we'll be very happy to answer those for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Temple. And our final presenter this evening will be Macquarie University, Sydney.
Thanks so much. Hopefully I have that on the right screen. My name's Leanne and I represent Macquarie University, which is in Sydney, Australia. So just going a bit further down south from Temple in Japan. Macquarie is a big public school. We have about 40,000 students, and of that there are 12,000 international students. So an incredibly global campus, which is certainly one of my favorite things about studying at the university. I did a Master of International Relations there, and to be in class with people from literally all over the world is so impactful. If you haven't been to Sydney, it is a stunning city, as you can see here. And our campus is actually about 25 minutes outside of the city. And we've got a train station on campus that goes direct into the city. So best of both worlds, that big cosmopolitan city experience with the incredible beaches. As you can see here, this is Bondi Beach, which is about 45 minutes to an hour on the train from campus. And then you can retreat back to campus, which is a really beautiful parkland university. And as you can see in the back there is some bushland, and it is possible to see kangaroos and koalas sneaking out from there, which is really cool. Studying at Macquarie and in Australia is similar to an extent as an experience you would have here in the States. So Australian students certainly want the same university experience as you want. That is our mascot, the Macquarie there. We do have lots of sports and clubs and associations, as you would expect from a US campus. The NCAA doesn't exist outside of the US, but you could certainly join different sports and start new ones as well. A lot of students say that the Australian University Games is one of the highlights of their bachelor degree, which is really fun. We do have an outdoor swimming pool, and the weather allows that. If it's below 65 degrees in Sydney in winter, we'll complain it's too cold. If it's above 90 degrees in summer, we'll complain it's too hot. So a really mild climate there. If you do want to see snow, you certainly can. It's about a 3-hour drive into the mountains, and you can go skiing there if you think you'll miss that. Just a few other photos here. We also have Muse, which is the student centre, which boasts the longest, most continuous desk in the Southern Hemisphere, which is pretty funny because there's not much competition in the Southern Hemisphere. We are a comprehensive university, so we do offer lots of different programs. As my colleagues have said, generally outside of the US, a lot of programs are actually 3 years in duration because we don't have general education requirements. You can certainly do a double degree if you want to, so you can do a 4-year degree by putting any of our majors together. Our most popular program is our accounting and business administration, as well as our international business and marketing. We have a really strong media and communications school, and our criminology and security studies are very prominent at the moment as well. We specialize in software and telecommunications engineering, and fun fact for you, we actually invented Wi-Fi, so you're welcome. And we also have a really strong Earth and Environmental Sciences, which is top 20 globally ranked for our research, which we're really proud of as well. And that includes Marine Sciences, where you can do placements on the Great Barrier Reef, which is super exciting. And our flagship program is our Bachelor of Clinical Science, which leads into a Doctor of Medicine. So it's a 6-year program out of high school where you can become a doctor at the end of it, and you can do your clinical rotations in the States at Dartmouth College and Washington St. Louis, so top 10 US medical schools, which is really cool as well. We do offer on-campus accommodation. It's not compulsory, it's not guaranteed, but as long as you apply early, you shouldn't have any problem getting a spot there. You generally do have your own bedroom, which is exciting. It's quite uncommon at universities outside of the US to share bedrooms, so that's a nice difference for you there as well. You may have your own bathroom, you may share, it depends what option you do choose. You don't have to live on campus, but I definitely recommend it, at least for your first year, while you get to know the community and the areas around the city as well. So how much does it all cost? Tuition is about $24,000, although it does depend what you want to study. Generally speaking, cost of attendance is about $40,000. And remember, that is for a 3-year degree program. So depending on what schools you're comparing it with, you're probably saving close to $40,000 before you even start school, if you're looking at private schools or big out-of-state schools. You can work while studying in Australia, and minimum wage is about $20 an hour, which is very helpful. You can use your financial aid with us at Macquarie, and we do offer scholarships. So that is GPA and or SAT based, but at the moment, because of COVID-19, we are test optional. So we will assess your GPA for entry into the program. We offer rolling admissions, so you can apply at any time in your senior year that you want to. And then you generally get a response within about 2 weeks. And we don't require essays or recommendation letters. It is very much an academic-based process. So once you receive your offer to the university, you can apply for financial aid and scholarships, and your accommodation and all that fun stuff, and then join us in Australia. Being in the Southern Hemisphere, our dates are a little different. We start in February and July of each year, and we have a new session which is commencing in November. Majority of our students do start in the July semester, so it's totally up to you if you want to take a couple of weeks or months off before starting, or jump straight into it. We're pretty flexible with that as well. And one nice thing about being in the Southern Hemisphere is that you have the December, January, February off on our summer vacation, so you can absolutely come back and internship here in the States if you want to, which is a really great opportunity. And that is my time. So feel free to get your camera out and screen that QR code and head to our newsletter, and we can send you some more information. But thank you so much for joining.
Great, thank you very much, Macquarie. We do have some time left, so attendees, feel free to send any more questions you might have via the Q&A feature. Panelists, if you want to turn your webcams on, might do a quick kind of round robin, maybe 1 or 2 questions to give the attendees some time to ask some of their own questions. So first question I would have for you, what advice would you have for someone going through the college search process for schools outside of the US? Maybe some of your tips are different than searches inside the US. Or why do you think US students should consider doing their degrees outside of the US? And we can go in that same order. So I'll start with UCD.
Well, especially after hearing from all of my colleagues, you really can't go wrong at any school outside when you study abroad, because it's a really amazing opportunity, and just makes me think. There was recently a study done of over 1,000 really top companies, and over 80% of them said that, all else considered, they would hire somebody with study abroad experience over somebody who just spent their entire college career in the United States. And I think that's really impactful. It shows that you're self-motivated, you're independent, you're a go-getter, and it's a really great opportunity once in a lifetime.
Okay, thank you. UCC?
And I would say one really great benefit of studying outside of the United States is that it is really an independent experience. So you are signing on to an experience that academically you're for the most part pretty focused. So you're really honing in on your passions straight away. And then you're also really being challenged to grow up a little bit faster. And those are skills that are really going to help you in the long run, whether that's learning how to cook for yourself a little bit earlier on, or learning how to problem solve without, your at-home support system right there around you.
Great, thank you. Trinity College?
Hi, yes. So for me, I was an international student myself. If you hear my accent, I'm not from the US or from Ireland. I'm actually from South America. And I came to the US to study. And it was the best decision I've ever made. I got to know so many different cultures, meet so many people, and my advice is do it if you can, and it will be an amazing experience. And reach out to your advisors, talk to them, and really help you make the decision. So, yeah.
Great, thank you. Duke?
One advice I have is just to reach out to current students. I'm sure that any of us here can probably connect you with a current student. I think that's the best way to kind of squash some of those fears too about going internationally. Another thing is, I know a lot of people equate going internationally with it being more expensive, but a lot of times the cost of living is significantly cheaper, or even the tuition is a lot cheaper. So definitely explore all of those avenues before completely writing it off, because I do think that you're not going to have another opportunity, or you might not have another opportunity to spend 4 years in another country and have all these other benefits like traveling and things like that while you're in college. So definitely contact us, and we can put you in touch with students too. Thanks.
Great, thank you. Temple University?
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I can only really echo what my other panelists have said here. I mean, there's a variety of different resources now that students can use, such as fairs as this one. Again, connecting with current or former students of different institutions as well is a great resource to get an actual real idea of the experience those students had. I get a very similar experience myself. I was an international student in Japan. My intention was only ever to come here for 1 year as a study abroad student, but it's actually led to me being in Japan now for nearly 15 years. It's opened up a whole new career for me, a whole new life, opened my eyes to different cultures, the Japanese food, which is amazing. So yeah, just be open-minded in terms of the different experiences that you can gain from study abroad. It really can be start of a really an amazing experience for people.
Thank you. And Macquarie?
I think just do it. You will never have so much freedom in your life to go and spend 3 years overseas with no strings attached. But for some students that scares you and it's not possible, at least go for a summer or a year or a winter or however you manage it, but make sure you study abroad within your university degree. I have never met anyone that has regretted it. And the only people that we do meet are those that regret not doing it. So go somewhere is my advice.
Thank you. We have time for one more question. I might encourage all the panelists to send out a chat message to everyone. Just include your contact information, your name and contact information, or however you want students to get in touch with you. There are a couple Q&A questions that came in about that, so you might as well just blast it out to everybody. So my last question is an easy one. What's one thing you did not have time to present about this evening, about your school or town that you'd like to share quickly with the group? And we'll go back around in that same order again, starting with UCD.
Me, well, what I really wanted to talk about more, which I wish I had a few more minutes, was the campus. UCD's campus is truly amazing, and it's so welcoming, especially coming in as an outside student. It's very welcoming, and it's just a very large campus with a lot to do. So I really love it. That is definitely something I would recommend going onto our website and checking out the virtual tour just to learn a little bit more.
Thank you. UCC?
I would say that I really love the walkability in Cork and on my campus. I live in New York City, but I'm originally from the Midwest, so I love being able to walk everywhere, and I also like a small town feel, and Cork and UCC give me both. So if either of those things check your boxes, then UCC is going to be a really great fit for you.
Thank you. Trinity?
Yes, so I didn't mention the requirements. I got a little nervous about the time and I think I spoke way too fast. So my bad, apologies. But we do require a 3.3 GPA, a 1290 on the SATs or a 2829 on the ACTs, a personal statement and 2 letters of reference.
Thank you. Duke.
Yeah, so I mentioned that we are on the Common App and it is a free application. Starting this year, we actually also are on Duke's application as well. So if you are already considering applying to Duke in the US, you can also check a box to have your application forwarded to Duke Kunshan.
Thank you. Temple.
Yeah, thanks. I had to rush through mine very quickly at the end there. So just about the admissions process, we have rolling admissions. Students can apply for a spring, summer or fall semester. It takes about 4 weeks to get your admissions decision once you've completed your admissions application as well. It's a very simple process. Once they apply, it'll have myself or a colleague guide you step by step if you have any questions.
Okay, thank you. And Macquarie.
I know we're at time, so I'll just say quickly, it's free to apply to the university.
Okay, thank you. And you're right, we are at time. So just to wrap things up, we'd like to thank all of our panelists and of course, all of our attendees this evening. Before we do end this session, just a reminder, you will receive a very quick 4-question survey once we close the session. So please take a minute and complete that. There is one more block of sessions this evening that you're encouraged to sign up for. And also about 1 week from today, a recording of this session will be available on that same registration website. But thank you again to everybody for joining us. Have a great night and good luck in your college search.